Kojo, good morning to you.
Good morning. Nice to see you.
Yeah, nice to see you too.
I love that top. You look
Yeah,
great,
yeah.
man.
Alice Couture in Tema.
Is that right?
Yeah, she made this.
Oh, good of her. All right. Well, we've got quite a number of these papers before us this morning. I've been flipping through some of the headlines, and gosh, it's looking like an interesting morning. Shall we rush through a few of these headlines?
Yeah, we should.
Okay, so I've got the Daily Guide, the Daily Graphic. I'll do the Herald, the Independent, and the Publisher, I guess. All right, let's get started. Daily Guide first, and the banner headline on the front page of the Daily Guide: Ghana grabs $185 million from IMF. Also, NDC swerves NPP on vigilante talks. Okay. 2 women raped and killed in Kumasi. Page 3 has the gory details of that sad story. Green Street diagnoses the Sidi problem. You remember Ivor Green Street. What's his party again?
CPP.
CPP. All right, let's stop the blame game.
Candidate.
That's right. Let's stop the blame game is a story on the back page. Former Asante Kotoko board member Alhaji Abu Lamini is the one saying that. Liberty Industries and Comic call on Rawlings, also on the back page. Doctor told me I died. Jamaican athlete Kimoy Campbell was told that he actually died after collapsing on the track during February's Milrose Games in New York. Scary, scary, scary. Happy FM hands NC some recommendations. They've sent a proposed amendment to the status of football administration in Ghana.
NC will be the
Normalization Committee.
Okay.
Yeah.
Normalization Committee.
Yeah, you know these abbreviations are killing us. All right, that's the Daily Guide.
NC.
Daily Graphic next.
No contribution, no chop.
There you see. All right, Daily Graphic front page. Banner headline: 2 fire women reinstated. Now, this is a story that's been going on for quite a while. 2 fire officers were sacked for getting pregnant. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? This country. The person who sacked them should be sacked. But somebody will just call him into an office and say, "Unim say yes, next time, why?" And then he'll come back and sit in his office and think that somebody came to beg. He won't even realize what is wrong with the decision he made.
But this was a serious human rights issue.
Absolutely.
Properly
Absolutely.
Just abusing the human
and
the
an
human
absolute
right
insult to all women.
Yes.
Including the mother of whomever made that decision.
Yeah.
And what do you mean? Look, we've just seen a clip from the Upper East region of women who are leading a project to build toilets in everybody's home.
Exactly.
A region that has gone for decades without this. I mean, centuries without it. Women are leading the charge in making this happen. And their leader is a pregnant woman.
It was very absurd, you know, especially when this became prominent at the time that it
Good Lord.
the
Good Lord. And whoever, my problem is that whomever made this ridiculous Neanderthal, backward, Stone Age decision still works for the government of Ghana, still gets paid by all of us, and thinks like this. It's a problem. We need to start removing personality from some of these things. If we want our institutions to be strong, we need to make decisions that apply to everyone, no matter what, and are fair to everyone. You can't be in a position of authority
I agree.
And make a decision like this and survive. I mean, it's actually an insult to those who do a good job because they are considered equal to the man who decided to fire women because they were pregnant.
What about a man who impregnates a woman?
Should he also be fired?
It's very silly, you know.
All right, also on the front page of the Daily Graphic, Ghana to receive $185.2 million from IMF after final review. 2 women murdered in Kumasi. That story on page 3 of the Daily Graphic. And Cabinet approves rebranding of non-formal education. It'll cater for all dropouts, according to Cabinet's approved plan. Let's see the back page, if we can. And it's got a big picture of Ms. Hawa Kumsin there. And according to her, work on One District, One Warehouse initiative is on course. 50 of them are under construction, according to her. It'd be good for us to do some follow-up on that, go and see where these 50 are and how far along they are, so we can know when to expect them to be online. Forgive me. Also, NSS donates 5,000 bags of maize to NAFCO. Yeah, there you go. That's the back page of the Daily Graphic. I'll do the Herald, Independent, and Publisher quickly. Banner headline on the front page of the Herald: national security gadgets found on drug traffickers. Whoa. Speaker caught in web of lies over workers' buses. Hides list of fake auction car beneficiaries. That's according to the Herald. Akufo-Addo hijacks Mahama's project again. And that's it for the front page. Okay, the Independent, and today, well, there's something different about the Independent.
Yeah, it doesn't have the vice president's picture.
Ah, is that what it is? Okay. Yeah. Well, the banner headline is CDD raises issues with voter verification during referendum. And it's got a picture on the front page of somebody who is really not the vice president. It's Franklin Odro of the CDD. Also, let's debate ex gratia for MPs, and that's according to an MP. Oh, let's not debate it.
I love the Independent newspaper. I love their house style. The style is that the front page always needs to have a colored background, so that's a good one.
And they use some very high resolution photographs.
It's digital print, so.
And their front page does look good. Look good all the time. Let's give them credit for that. Okay, let's have a look at the Publisher. That's the last one from me. As Ghana leaves IMF, cedi will remain stable. That's according to the senior minister, Yalsafo Mafo. Menshia bans funerals in Asanteman. I think this is about the 20th anniversary of the Otumfuo's coronation. Ritual murder hits Kumasi. Oh my goodness. Well, it's been described as ritual murder by the Publisher, but there are also reports of
rape. About rape.
Yes, okay. Rape and murder. Too many fraudsters posing as pastors, and that's former President Rawlings saying what's on many of our minds. Finally, Speaker angry over MP's lateness. We talked about that in the news. Back page, 2 sports stories. Let's flip the Publisher over and have a look at what's on the back. Ryan Giggs hits back at Zlatan after United dig. And United have no interest in Bale. Okay, all right.
Gareth Bale.
Gareth Bale, yeah. No interest from United.
For Real Madrid. Okay, so let's look at the Ghanaian Times. And we have a couple of stories on the front page. And we have, let's set up international courts for trials of West Africa cross-border crimes.
Have we finished setting up enough local courts?
Well, we have to still dream big. So
this
is a big dream.
Yes, it was like when we said we would export power. And we dreamt big.
Yeah, but we used to export power.
Yes.
Yeah, I get your point now. Justice.
And now.
Well, we just didn't keep up. Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's what it was.
Yeah.
Nkrumah had a great vision.
Yeah, but beyond that, I mean, President Akufo-Addo said we would export power.
Oh, you're talking of the present now.
Yes.
Yeah, I think we can still. We have more than installed capacity. We're told excess.
Yes,
so excess
but we still sleep in darkness.
Justice Ufai Akufo, on page 17, has a story attributed to him.
5 days lapsed. When is the 5th day?
The 5th day of
John Peter Mewu's promise. Because my lights were off this morning. So I'm wondering whether we are in the 5th day or whether the 5th day has passed. Or
maybe it's the rain. It's the rain.
It's the rain. So we still can't provide power
when it rains.
When the weather changes.
I think the whites too. They can provide power when.
That's not true.
Unless maybe it's a cyclone.
Lights never go off. If there is some hurricane or something and lights go off, they are restored, as quickly as possible. I mean, unless some sort of power installation is destroyed, like blown away in a hurricane.
As a result of the force majeure, yeah.
But have we had a hurricane? Have any of our installations been destroyed?
Tropical cyclone Ghana City.
It will never rain in Ghana as often as it rains in England. And the lights never go
because
off
that's
in
their
England.
weather. Yeah.
And the lights never go off in England. Anyway.
President pledges government unflinching support for military, and we'll get there. Don't worry. Yeah?
Okay.
Suzuki to set
not worried.
up production plant in Ghana, and that's also on the front page of the Ghanaian Times. On the back page, Forestry Commission to monitor forests with drones. That's a new one. I like it.
Really?
Yeah.
Drones.
They're going to use it to monitor
the forest.
Yes.
But this would be a literal case of, sir, I can't see the forest for the trees. What will you see apart from the top of trees? What is it that they want to monitor?
I think they want to monitor whether people are logging illegally.
Okay, so they will notice after the logging has been done.
No, you can still see some activity even up.
What sort of activity can you see
Maybe
from
logging,
above the trees?
Logging, because before you log, you have to clear some vast areas, and definitely you'll see that
I'm talking about the tree cover. It's a drone, so it's looking down from above.
Yeah, so you see that there's some sort of activity. Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Because you have to clear a certain landmass, definitely. So
clear a landmass before you cut the tree.
Yeah, I think you
so
have to
the tree will still be up.
No,
and
you clear
all the
so
trees will be up
because it has to fall somewhere. So I think that's
after
usually,
you cut the tree that
that's where
the drone can see. So I guess it will be useful, but it will be after the tree has been cut. They'll be able to notice that certain
there are some
so
spots
it
that
will
are
be
empty.
Useful. Yeah, it will be useful.
Well, government planning to introduce electronic buses to reduce pollution, and that's attributed to a deputy transport minister, Titus Glover.
Yeah.
So
that's a great idea.
Yeah, it is. The electric buses to reduce.
yeah.
No, but the thing is that we have to do
cheaper
first
to
things
run,
first.
You know,
trams and things I always use also. So,
well, when there's doomsday, they will have to park them.
Which we could have a lot. Yeah, that is the Daily Statesman. The Daily Statesman is on the front page. Army to get $100 million upgrade and big bags facelift for military academy and garrisons. And then we also have John Mahama in limbo over running mate. And I don't know whether he's in limbo over choosing one of the two that we have on the front page. Professor Joshua Alabi, and then we have Kwesi Ahoy. SNIT is committed to his vision and mandate on the back page. 5 Ghana players were told by the statesman to watch against Kenya. And 2 of them have been pictured there. You have Atletico Madrid's midfielder, Thomas Tay Partey, and then somebody who plays for, I believe, Fenerbahce. Okay, that's Andrew Morgan Dede Ayew. Okay. George Efrie calls on Kotoko to extend CK Akono's contract. Let's go over to the Daily Dispatch newspaper has on the front page. We are doing you a favor by employing you. We spoke to the privately trained unemployed nurses just about 2 days ago. And the Deputy Minister of Health is telling them, look, you guys, you trained in the private institutions. Even though we have vacancies in public health institutions across the country, we're just doing you a favor by just making efforts to employ you.
Is this the group of nurses you spoke to
Yes.
a few days ago?
Same people.
Now,
they were trained in either maybe through the university structure or privately accredited and Ministry of Health approved training institutions.
Okay. What is their argument? Well, I mean, what do they...
They've gone through training, they've been licensed, they've gone through the licensure exam, so they qualify to be public health nurses. And they renew the licenses every year or two, but still.
And they want employment from government?
Yes.
Okay. Why? I mean, government is an employer, but it's not the only employer.
It's an argument also.
I want us to talk about that a bit more later. So you finish, and then perhaps
Africa Watch on men's gold and its consequences. I think men's gold and all the issues now is gone. We don't have any difficulty now with men's gold. I see you.
We don't.
Do we?
I don't understand.
Do we still have problem with men's gold?
Have the people who invested had their matters resolved?
I thought maybe they are dealing with that.
Has the man who apparently has duped a number of people, apparently, been brought to justice?
Is he in town? I'm not sure he's in town.
Okay.
I see you to government.
So then it's not resolved.
Well, times are hard. Fix the economy. And the Daily Dispatch is saying that you can unsubscribe. They have an app. Let's go to the Finder newspaper. Has on the front page 185.2 million US dollar IMF cash coming as executive board approves April 2 exit plan. We have IMF emphasizes sustained fiscal discipline. And if you get to read the report, it will tell you what we need to do to make sure that we're on top of our expenditure pattern. Government fully committed to welfare of armed forces president and RTI bill stepped down for further amendments. CLAAG, that's Clark, threatens them over NLA mismanagement. Those will be the stories. All right.
Okay. So I wonder if we can touch a bit on the nursing story. You spoke to the ladies who were...
Doreen Boating.
Yes,
and
that's
then,
right. Now, if I can have that that newspaper, the Dispatch, because it has the full story on the back page of what the Deputy Minister of Health said, okay? And,
Tina Mensah.
Her name, of course, is Ms. Tina Mensah. She was being interviewed by Bolare, and I want to read her quote. She said, "One thing that I want to make clear to the private nurses is that we are not under any obligation to employ them. We don't have any bond or MOU that states that they should finish and we employ them. It's a favor we are doing them and not obligatory. I want to make it clear to them that it is not when they come and picket that is when we employ them. When they picket, that does not tickle us because we have to go to the finance ministry and it's from one purse that everybody is chopping from. Every ministry is getting its budget from the finance ministry, so it's as and when it's possible that we employ people." I don't know whether my objection is with her argument or her choice of words, because there are some unfortunate words.
You mean you object to the content of what she said?
I'm saying that I'm not sure whether my objection is only to the content or only to the choice of words or both. So there are some unfortunate words used here. I mean, she could have used better words when you say things like, "That does not tickle us." I don't know whether that's the purpose that the nurses are aiming for. I don't think they're trying to tickle the minister. I think it is a serious matter of concern for them that they have been unemployed for a long time and they want jobs. They want to work. Okay. Now, for her to say things like, it's from one purse that everybody is chopping from, also another unfortunate choice of words. I don't think people are supposed to chop from the public purse. I think the public purse is supposed to be used for the benefit of Ghanaians. So, no, people are not chopping from the public purse. The public purse should be deployed. It should be budgeted and deployed to the benefit of Ghanaians. So maybe choice of words there, I think, could have been better. But the worst one is the claim that it's a favor we are doing them and not obligatory. I mean, it's not obligatory to employ anyone in the world. The employer has the prerogative. So it's not obligatory to employ anyone at all. I don't think that these nurses are saying that somebody is obliged to employ them. I think they want to put pressure on government to employ them. That's what they want. And they are basing it on the statistic that there are 9 nurses to every 10,000 Ghanaians. So 1 nurse to more than 1,000 Ghanaians. That's a massive shortage. Massive shortage of nurses. So what the government should be saying is that we can't afford to employ you. That's the truth, isn't it? That's actually what the minister is saying. She says that there isn't, I mean, the money in the kitty, we are not getting enough to employ nurses. We can't afford to employ you. Not that we are doing you a favor by employing you. That is the absolute wrong thing to say. You're not doing anybody a favor. When you use our money for us, you're not doing us a favor. When you deploy our resources for our benefit, you're not doing us a favor. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe that's the thinking of our leaders. And that's the reason why we are where we are. That's the reason why we call even assemblymen honorable. Because we think they are doing us a favor. We have forgotten that we are the ones who pay taxes, who raise money, who vote for these people. to come and serve us. That's the word, serve, not do us favors. So what the ministry should be saying, and that's the truth, is that we can't afford to employ nurses right now. We can't afford it. We don't have the money. The allocation is not enough. But we are doing you a favor with whose money? Is it your pocket money that you use to employ nurses? So who are you doing a favor here? It's a very unfortunate choice of words. And saying that what they are saying doesn't tickle you. I don't know. Well, is it a translation of something in Kwi? That expression, because I've heard it before. It's very impolite. Oh, what you are doing doesn't tickle me. Where does it come from?
Antimicute. Antimicute.
Antimicute.
Yeah, well, an antimicute. No,
it's very rude.
Okay, so 2 days ago,
I don't know why she felt that was her choice, the choice of where she should go with. The message is really simple. Just speak to these nurses and say, we can't afford you. That's why we have a nursing shortage in Ghana, because we can't afford to employ them. That's the truth. Well, tell them that. But we are doing you a favor.
Well, beyond all the issues about the choice of words and whether government has the ability, the capacity to be able to employ, and we know the pressure on revenue vis-a-vis what the wage bill is and also expenditure. We have to be realistic here. What the political elite have not been realistic to the ordinary Ghanaian is the reality of what we earn, what our economy by way of the revenues that we get each year can afford, and then vis-a-vis what government can also do. And when they are in opposition, what they can do if they come into office. The reality is that even though it may not be in a party manifesto, there have been some informal communications, either on campaign platforms or media interactions, that these group of unemployed nurses would be given some form of employment when a party comes to power. And that's the thrust of the argument. And if we have to situate this, we can also link it to the training of teachers and the nurses themselves, even in the public training colleges, and the need to pay them allowances and whether that is sustainable. Because onwardly, those who are trained in the public health or educational institutions seem to have the mindset that they have to be integrated into the public service and be paid government wages because it's a secured job. But the politicians need to stand their ground and tell the public that this is the reality on Akiti.
So how do you stand your grounds when you are the one who promised to do it?
Well, that's why I'm saying that the promise should not be coming before you get into office and get to know that the reality is you cannot afford to be employing everybody.
So you see, I guess the point you are making, which really coincides with what I'm saying.
Exactly.
Is that
just complements what you said.
Yeah, and so the point is, what the minister should be saying, Deputy Minister Tina Mensah, Madam Tina Mensah, what you should be saying to Ghanaians is that we promised that we would employ these nurses, but we are failing to fulfill that promise. We are failing. We can't fulfill it.
But you know, okay. She can't say that.
No, why not? But that's the truth. Instead of coming to tell me that what they are saying doesn't tickle you, you are the one who came to promise that you will employ them, and you are now not tickled. When they call you to stick to your word, you are not tickled. That's how you want to communicate with voters. Tina Mensah. Honestly, I think that's the most unfortunate choice of words that any appointee could ever use. And then to say that it's from one purse that everybody is chopping from. Please don't be chopping from our purse. It's not your money. You are not doing anyone a favor with it. Don't chop it. If you haven't been allocated it, say that. It hasn't been disbursed to us, so we can't employ you. So the promise we made, we can't fulfill it. Say that. Don't say that you are chopping from the purse. And we are all chopping. That's why you can't employ nurses as a favor. So disrespectful. You are supposed to be serving us. Sometimes you forget. You come and beg for the votes. Oh, vote for us, vote for us. When they vote for you, you come and they give you an appointment as to come and be a public servant in the public service. You then come and tell us you are doing us a favor.
So
let's talk about something else.
And then subsequently also, we need to create room for the private health institutions to be able to thrive, to accommodate some of these people we keep training, to complement the ones that are trained in the public health and educational institutions. And we can do that by improving the state of health and the welfare and emergency services that are provided to the population too, and regulation. Because I don't think that everybody works with the National Health Service in England. I don't think so.
Of course not.
Yeah, so there will be private institutions that work with a health service, but then are accredited and regulated of a sort. So at the end of the day, we have to take a critical look at our health system. Can we, in the medium to long term, work with the current system we have, in which we have young people who are being trained from senior high schools and would aspire to be nurses, but then would not have the opportunity to be trained in public health institutions, because we have to start the regulation from there by giving them quotas. Because when we finish educating them and they are fully qualified, we cannot employ them. So we give quotas to the training institutions. That's what we're doing.
Yeah, and so the problem still remains employment.
Yes.
You know, not so much training, but employment.
Yeah, true.
You know,
so the environment also needs to be created for them to thrive. Otherwise, then we cannot absorb them.
Yeah, but look, the simple point is that you made a promise. You can't fulfill it. You failed. So just say that. Say, look, we promised you, but we can't do it. The money is not there. We don't have money. We can't fulfill the promise. We're sorry. As soon as we can, we will, but we can't. You know, that's the truth. Then we accept it, we understand it, and go away. Don't talk about whether we are tickling you or not. Nobody is paying you to be tickled. It's so disrespectful, honestly, when you know, people who are in public office speak like this.
No, these are honorable.
It's just disrespectful. What is honorable about this? And no, they are not honorable. They are ministers. They are not honorable. There are certain specific people in this country who are referred to by the official title honorable. The chief, the Speaker of Parliament, and the justices of the Supreme Court. They are the only one whose positions come with the title honorable. Even members of Parliament.
When they are in the House,
when they are in the House, they are referred to as, for example,
the honorable member.
Mr. Nitiwu, honorable member of Parliament for, where is he from? His
Little Bimbila.
Bimbila, very good. That's how you do it. Mr. Nitiwu, honorable member of Parliament for Bimbila. So
but there's a certain nice ring to it. No. Honorable Kojo Youngson.
No.
You don't
no,
like
it's sycophancy. That's why they can
honorable.
talk to us and tell us that we are not tickling them and that they are chopping.
Honorable Kojo Youngson. We're taking a break.